Welcome everybody to 48 Talk, episode 110. I'm your host, Ragebaldi as always. Joining me this time is the usual crew of DX like me on the right, Derek on the bottom left, and Colin Yeltsin on the bottom right. A new week, new stuff happening. How is everybody doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, just the usual here, so
yeah,
really complaining.
Yeah, so you guys remember last week what we talked about, right?
Yeah.
No.
So, surprise! It's been 3 months, almost 3 months I would say, and suddenly at a stage from SK48 Team S stage, it opened
Not
up
just
with...
a stage.
Yeah,
Not just a stage though. It was actually the birthday performance for Nojima Kano.
yeah, and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, hey, I'm back, and people were surprised, of course. It's a big reaction. She's like, oh man, I knew it, I had to go home, and it's like, she then Matsui Jurina thanked her for waiting. You know, she has a lot of supportive fans. Thanked about the Sousenkyo, and then just support SKE and enjoy the performance for the birthday and happy birthday. Also the victims of the
Hokkaido.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
So it was quick and painless, but the management later gave a message, and she's like gradually coming back in performance. So first off, what do you guys think?
Well, I remember subbing that particular segment and posting it on my Twitter, and for the next 24 to 48 hours, my phone went off non-stop. Every 15 minutes or so. It was more like, oh dear. Again. Final tally. The post got retweeted about 100 plus time, and like was about 180. So yeah.
That's fun for your phone.
Yeah, my phone. Even my parents were like, turn off your phones because it's going off constantly. And if it wasn't my phone, it's my iPad. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so what do you think of Matsui Jurina actually coming back after 2 3/4 of a month?
Well, it's just a week or so after Produce 48 ended, so it's more like, did they time this, or because I have a sneaking suspicion? They actually timed it. So yeah.
Colin?
What do you, Colin?
I was at work, and then DX was like, "Guess who's back?" And I got so happy. It was like, oh, it's one way or another. It's like I was the one that had a heavy burden on my shoulders, and I was like, oh, she's back. She's finally back. She looked great. I was so happy. It's like, yes, finally. I told DX like 2 weeks before that happened that I was planning on, well, not planning, but I was thinking that she would return rather soon before the ultra fast performance from Music Station. And now she's back. I'm happy that she's back. Finally, the queen can reign supreme for as long as it may last. I'm very happy. I'm glad. It's good to see that she's healthy. Yeah.
Derek?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, again, just typical 48 Talk fashion. Jurina comes right after we spent all that time talking about her last week. Of course, we should just, from now on, if we want something to happen, we should talk about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's good, because it's like we somehow control this, I swear. But no, I was happy to see her back. I think it was kind of a somewhat of a welcome back, in a sense that she's not fully back. That was a little disappointing. I thought, okay, 3 months, what else do you need to do? What is seriously wrong with your body that you need 3 months to recover from? I mean, all her hair was still on her head, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what is really the issue? That's still not being answered. But I will give them credit. Jurina did come back. She did at least try, so props to the queen for that. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, because when are we going to see her again? How often is she going to be involved? Is she going to, are we going to have a leader? We have been leaderless for half a year almost now, or well, it's going to be half a year getting here soon. And I feel like that is not the AKB that needs to be AKB right now. We need a strong leader, a strong presence. Hey, some good songs might be nice. Not having Jurina, the queen, who we've all wanted in a way, one way or another. I think all of us kind of really did want her to be, where she's at now. Her name is very fitting on the wall of the very few members that have won the Sousenkyo crown. We need her back in full fashion. So yes, it was good, but is this just a band-aid? You know, is it a band-aid? Is it actually, you know, like DX said, has this been timed? Is it suspiciously timed for something? You gotta wonder. So good, but I still have my reservations, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well, like Colin said, so her time was impeccable on that because the next day they had the Ultra Fest from Music Station, where she performed and where she was at, and the performance itself, you can clearly tell that the song was missing a center, of course, and the song focuses heavily on Jurina with her signature smile. Was happy to see that again. It really elevated the song a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Not enough though, in my opinion.
The song's still not that good though.
it falls so flat. It's this thing and the jump and the thingy. It's like it's nothing combined anything that I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm so happy this back. I'm the only thing that was very prominent to me was Juna's smile. That's I think the biggest one that came in there. And then the funny thing is, Okada Nana said it on her Twitter as well. It's like, I was happy to perform, but I still couldn't sing. So she was just there ad-libbing, basically. So that also tells you what kind of style it was in there. It felt like being on Music Station is a very important event. Because as the Music Station goes always to history, like, hey, these people performing, and there's always something with AKB in there. But it feels like, again, this was, I wouldn't say rushed, but it was a very coincidence timing. It's like, yeah, Juna's perfectly fine. See, so just go. It's like, well, I'm not feeling 100%. No, just fine. Just do the thing for 5 minutes, and then next month we'll ask you again to do something or something. That's the feeling I have right now.
Yeah,
with Matsui Jurina. She still isn't back on Twitter, where she normally posts stuff. No. She's still having that absence. I think I didn't hear a lot about the antis. But we don't know. Maybe there's like already a huge backlash. So they're now thinking, let's just test the waters out by doing this event. It was nice though that before she was just suddenly on Music Station, just like, okay, let's introduce it to her home base at the SKE theater, and then see how the fans react, and then we'll go with that. Still, if we go back to the song itself, and
not feeling it.
Yeah, and I'll get into that later, but first, what do you guys think of the Music Station performance?
Well, you can definitely see the presence of Matsui Jurina with the performance itself. It's more like, it feels it feels more complete now than it was the last time I heard the live version of the Sentiment Train. Still not a fan of the song though. The performance, okay, it's fine, but the song, I have my doubts. I still have my doubts about it, but that's how I think about it in any case. So yeah.
All right, Colin.
Same as DX. Her smile was for me a wonder, and I really liked it. That she smiled to see her back again. I will give props to AKB, or AKS I should say, that whenever they have performed Sentimental Train since it got revealed, and the Jurina performance, that they never had a center. They always did a double center. I give them credit for that. For whatever credit that may be, how much that is. When I saw it, one thing occurred to me. I saw Jurina, I saw Dasu, I saw Sakura. I thought that Sakura would fit the song more, because when I see Jurina and Dasu, to me they are too powerful for a song like this. I'm not saying that Sakura should have won, but she should have been a more fitting center for the song. And I have also thought about this year with the AKB songs, with Nana center and Yui center, and now with Jurina. I don't find any of the centers fitting the song. Maybe that is me. I like to hear what everyone else thinks about it.
You're correct.
I like. Hey, that's good. Oh, whoa, we agree. But I'm glad she's back. I saw the day after that she has met up with Sato Sumire and Shinoda Mariko, and that was so good. That was so great. That was good to see them together. But essentially, it's the same as a combination of what you guys said so far. Yeah, pretty much it. I'm glad she's back. The train has not passed by my station, and I don't think it will.
Very good pun.
Yeah.
All right, Derek.
Yeah, not much to say on this actually. I wasn't a fan. I thought it was actually you know, it was dull. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, seeing Jurina was cool. I didn't even care enough about Sakura Dasu or anyone else in it to really even comment because, to be honest with you, the song just has no power to me. I mean, maybe again, if I was there live and caught up in the live moment, you know, of being at a concert, everything sounds great. But I think as a longtime fan, maybe somebody who's seen them several times, if I was that person, you know, if I've been to a lot of their shows, I would really dread when this song comes on, Jurina or no Jurina. So it's just a terrible song. You know, I hate to be that old and mean about saying it, but it just really is a very well poorly put together song, we'll say. And the music station performance didn't do it any justice. So, you know, unfortunately.
So now my question then is, when did they release the MV?
It was a Wednesday. Which Wednesday?
I'll take a quick look.
Less
at
than
the
2 weeks
channel.
ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, something like that.
Why didn't they wait
Yeah.
to add Jurina then and then release it?
Yep.
This is really just blows my mind. It's like if she was coming back, if you had no idea she was coming back, that's the difference. That's why it's so suspicious that they're like, oh, she's suddenly back because of Music Station. Wasn't it in their minds like, well, we're ready to put out the MV without her. We did all the editing, the storyboard thing, the 3D model thing. But how's she feeling? Maybe she's coming back next week or 2 weeks. Can we wait? What difference would it make if we wait 2 weeks?
Good
Colin.
point.
That difference is 12 days. What do I mean with that? The Music Station was on September the 7th. The official release for Sentimental Train will be on the 19th. That will be next week. That's a 12-day difference. It's not an opinion, but it's more of a question. Could they produce this MV in that time, release it sufficiently before the release so that people can get interest in it? That is given that it was never released to begin with, and still have that same effect? Because let's say they did it over the weekend. They did it in, let's say, 3 days. I don't know, maybe longer. They had to release it like a week before the CD got released. Could they make it? Could Jurina be a full 100% to do that? Could they make it in time? That's more of a question for me, really.
They did it with Paru.
They did it with Paru.
In Be My Baby, she couldn't be performing at the when they shot it first, but they added Paru later in at the finals segments. And the music, there was no storyboard with Paru in there or something. She just didn't dance in the group. But still, she was added in later during that time. So I'm still thinking, like, just wait. Why would you then give the... You've heard the huge backlash on how unprofessional, basically, it was to do, like, the storyboard version, the stunt double, and the 3D animated that was horribly animated, while you have another group from Akimoto who has better models than that. So you can all this negative backlash, and it is negative backlash, of course, could have been avoided if you knew it's like, well, we'll just postpone the MV later because it won't be out yet, and maybe they aren't time crunching, but they've done that before. They would have. I think they still would have enough time.
I forgot Kuchinu Be My Baby. The only argument that I could give, well, Jurina is the center. But that's really it. But yeah, that's true. It's weird. I think that has been something, and that's the last thing I'll say about it. How long will they keep the Sentimental Train into the minds of the people before they get to the next single? They did a terrible job at that with Jabba Jab.
Yeah.
So it's really more of a hindsight thing. I really think that in 2 months we can have that answer. That depends.
How about this?
I have a feeling there's going to be a Senbatsu announcement at the Junkin, which is
I'm thinking about that too.
Probably. No, how about this? So, AKS is always listening to us. Like we think.
Yep.
AKP has come on the show before.
Let them prove it if they're listening. It's like the release is the 19th, you said, right?
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
So if they give the full version before the 19th, then we were right. I would say. There was like, then you could have waited, then you could have all avoided this. If they do it later, then what's the point after the 19th? Because the CD is already out. Yeah, but we now have the full version, so you can buy the CD that was out like a few days ago or weeks if they give the full version. So it doesn't matter anymore if they give the full version after the release date.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna do it. They're just like maybe 2 days before. Hey, we have now the correct version. Or if our track record suits us, it will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
after the recording of this show, then it's like, hey, the full version is out, the complete version. But again, it's a total fill. It's a total fill. What they're gonna do anyway now. They are obligated now because they promised, like, hey, we're gonna give you a full version. But it doesn't matter anymore. It's now, you could have waited, bring anything out, and then we wouldn't have this backlash, because like then we will all just complain like, oh, the song is not that great and the MV is maybe just weird.
Now they've got the unprofessionalism backlash, and that's worse than just a bad song, I would say. So
maybe it's now a occurring thing. They have to do this big mess once a year. Like last year was the Sousenkyo, and this year it was the, well, again, something with the Sousenkyo. Maybe they should stop doing Sousenkyos in general.
Well, there were some rumblings about not doing the Sousenkyo next year.
Thank you, DX. Thank you, DX, for following up on my segue on that. Yes, so we heard a rumor, or like someone had an interview with AKP, and basically the rumor now is that there won't be a Sousenkyo next year. And if they look back, it was the 10th World Sousenkyo with a new, someone took over the torch of Sashi, and Sakura saying she stopped doing the Sousenkyo, and Jurina now fulfilling her dream Sousenkyo. So now the idea is, is the Sousenkyo necessary anymore? So what do you guys think about that rumor?
I don't know, to be quite honest, because, well...
Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
Not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. It's more like it's such a staple event now, and it's going to be strange. It's more like, if we're going wrestle terms, not having a Kingdom anymore or a WrestleMania anymore. So yeah, it's that big of an event nowadays. So yeah.
It's tradition. It has become tradition. Why did Sousenkyo start to begin with?
That was the idea of the fans who were basically complaining to them. It's like, I want this person to be center now. I want this person to be center. You're choosing wrong. The management is choosing always Achan or something like that. And then the idea was, okay, let's put it to a vote. Let the fans decide who will be center. Then you have your own choice. The management won't touch on this Senbatsu. That's the idea about it, and it worked because then you had.
That's the idea about it,
yeah. Because they started with Achan, then you had Yuko, who became. Was Yuko actually never before she was a center, right? Before her Sousenkyo win. Heavy rotation is the first center for Yuko, right?
I think so.
I want to say yes.
That's a question for our fans. I know somebody's gonna have that answer in 2 seconds.
So they had the Junken stuff because Shinoda Mariko was the first, right? No, she wasn't the first.
No.
That was the restaurant lady. She became the first winner.
Yeah. Whoa, we're getting way deep into the pocket. Yeah, I believe so.
But otherwise, so we know that Matsui Jurina was a center for Oko Diamond.
Yeah.
All right, so it is Achan, 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 Achan.
Yuko, Achan.
No, Yuko is Sousenkyo then. The heavy rotation.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking. So there wasn't a different center except for that one time with Matsui Jurina then, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, either way, where I was going with it, it has become a tradition. It is the biggest AKB event. Imagine, I don't think that you guys are in it, but imagine no San Diego Comic-Con. That's the biggest thing every year. It was in July. Without it, there is no event where they could release like the trailers for movies and shows. There would be a gap. I think that was DX was going with it. If we don't have Sousenkyo, it will be a gap. And without Sousenkyo, if we don't have it, what do we have? Junkin. Well, those CDs, they get sidelined. The request hour doesn't get that many buzz. I may be wrong on that, but I haven't really heard anything about it. If they ditched it, it would leave a gap, I would say.
Not just a gap, it actually removes the input from the fans out. Actually,
that's also true. It's like then they can't really have a pick anymore, and would they still like it? Plus, we get maybe not not last year. Last year was a disaster, but we also have a concert with it, and in the end, there's a CD, there's a concert, there's money. So if they don't, but that's really.
Then here's my question for this then. So, the Olympics are coming up.
Yeah.
When is the Olympics normally? When do they start?
Summer 2020.
So do they start around Sousenkyo time?
I think I googled it like a few weeks ago. I want to say.
I think that's the biggest trouble. I think that's why they're now maybe easing us in that there's no Sousenkyo. Otherwise, because of the Olympics, there can't be a Sousenkyo.
Olympics are in July, and Sousenkyo
is in June.
Yes, that should not be an issue.
Well, the preparations you always have for that.
Well,
yeah.
So maybe there are some things happening in between that they can't do with Sousenkyo. Maybe they're already preparing for it. This is really interesting to think if this rumor is true. But financially, they would have a big loss, right? Because Sousenkyo CD.
Furthermore, the July thing for the Olympics was the London Olympics, and the Rio Olympics was actually in August.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, I think they change depending on the host country and the timing and availability of things. But it's going to be one of the 3 months of the summer. But no, I was going to say, to follow up with Robin what you just said, I think there's no way AKS would want to get rid of the Sousenkyo if for no other reason. It's a cash cow. I mean, it's why would you do that? Why would you get rid of your biggest event probably that draws all your money in? I mean, we've seen all the pictures. We've seen the truckloads of CDs like Woda's buy. Like, why would you get rid of that? So, if for no other reason, I think they would keep it for that. I do think they need to improve it, like we've said a million times, in a million different ways that can be better. But here's the thing. Jurina is the last of the great walls, the great pillars that are still left, maybe. Unless you want to count Yukirin. So, but she hasn't participated. So, if you take out Yukirin, Saine's gone, Sashi doesn't care anymore. Like, who else is there? So that's the thing. This next year, honestly, it's even more of a free-for-all. It's even more of a who the heck is it? So I think this year coming in, of course, we're way far in the future, but it's like there's going to be a buzz for this, I think. I think by the time this time comes around next year, we're all going to be buzzing and salivating and crazy about it because really this year, all the big heavyweights are out. They're all out. I mean, if Jurina wants to go again, I guess that'd be cool to defend her crown. But I honestly think if she doesn't, or even if she does, I think all the attention is going to be on who's next. And that's why the Sousenkyo is important. Every year we have this conversation. Every year there's this like buzz, this intensity. Who's going to make it? Even if we don't like who gets number one, who got 100 this year and who made us all almost cry just at 100?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how beautiful was that? That was beautiful. There's some really great moments, regardless of who gets number one. That I think if AKB took that away, that leaves us with what? Junkin, Request Hour. Yeah.
That's about it.
Nothing.
They've already stripped away all their variety programs for the most part. They've already pretty much taken out all these big members. If they keep stripping away from AKB, maybe that's the plan. But if they keep stripping away, what else is there? I mean, should they go back to just this little group in Akiba? Can they go back? Here's an idea. Open up another theater in Akihabara and then just make your girls be like, always playing there. Sure, you can go back to that. But why? When you're $1 million company that every year, without fail, generates millions of dollars. Every year. And how do they do it? Sousenkyo. Come on.
True.
Come on.
That's the big one, yeah.
You hit it right on the nose, Robin.
It's a rumor.
So I don't,
Well, the thing is, it's Aki P who was saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
you
he
know,
does have all the power in there because.
I have one thing to nitpick.
Mhm.
He has said so many times he's going to new stages.
What?
That's also a thing.
What?
There was something I read it.
Yeah, he's doing a
something
new
about-
project, right? He's doing the
Band
No
Idol.
Love Ban
Idol, yeah.
idol
Love
group.
and Idol, yeah.
So he now wants basically idols who are in a relationship group. He wants to check that. And you know that meme where you have the guy that looks over his shoulder next to another woman, and then
Yeah,
he goes like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
It's basically what then it says like current AKB groups needing new stages, and then new project AKP, some random new
yeah.
project.
I meant that. Yeah. Yeah.
I told this on the show. He's bored. He is not motivated anymore with the AKB48 group. It's like it's solid. It's great. It's not challenging anymore, and he wants to challenge himself. He's like, I have enough money. I don't care. I'll just do something on my own. It's basically. This happens with every company, I would say. Like every founding starter eventually grows. They grow too big, and they get bought out, or they get other management who will take over. And he's like, okay, well, the money's still coming in. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll just start something new with my own money. And the management's like, well, you can. It's like, no. This is my separate project. This is my own thing. I'm still doing all the other stuff, but I'm focusing now on this. And this is basically the feeling I think he has right now.
Yeah.
So he can say anything he wants, the AKB48 group, but he has no more control. He has just produce some lyrics, because that's the rule or something. There's no one, or who knows? Maybe someone else is writing lyrics, but it's still under Akipi's name.
Yeah.
We don't know. But I think he is not any more motivated, and he's like, basically he graduated from AKB48. That's the feeling I have.
He's on hiatus.
He's on hiatus. No, I think. Speaking of
Well,
which,
he
though,
went to Korea recently. I think I saw something.
yeah, maybe a new one, a new produce or new
Korea 48.
Some if he does that, then
Oh boy.
I would say.
yeah, I mean, you know, AKP is AKP. You know what I mean? Like, he can do anything he wants, I guess. I mean, he's at that age where, like you said, Rob, I think he's bored. But I also think, like, you know, geniuses like him get bored, and he has to be continuously inspired. What I don't understand is, like if you look at a genius like Steve Jobs, he had left Apple at one point, you know, more not because of his own, you know, they kicked him out, but, like, he came back because he never wanted to leave Apple. So AKP hasn't been kicked out. But the reason I'm bringing Steve up is because he didn't just say, I'm going to forget Apple. I'm going to just do something else completely on his own. He kept reinventing the company over and over and over again. So why wouldn't AKP just reinvent AKB over and over again instead of do all these other projects that go nowhere? I mean, give you a good example. What happened to that group he was doing?
Oh, Lost Idol.
With what?
Oh yeah.
With what?
Exactly.
With what? What group?
Last Idol.
Last Idol. Oh, that's already aired, right? The TV show. That's over, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't something supposed to come out of that?
Maybe they're still busy behind the scenes.
I don't know.
Didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Right, they're hanging out with the girls in Mumbai 48, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all on that boat that SCU.
Is that boat still out yet? It's still not out, right?
My point exactly. Who knows? So it's like you need to look at your house. You need to get all the things organized inside your house, and then worry about being bored. Because right now you got a messy house, buddy. Like, clean it up.
Yeah.
I know these are known to be messy, but come on, clean it up. And forgive my bad analogy here, but it's just like, honestly, like, you have all the tools you need to be great right there. You have great girls in AKB. We all know that those girls they're all of them are diamonds, all of them. Even the ones we never hear from, I guarantee you, they're the ones you got to watch out for. They're always the great ones. I mean, if you want any proof of that, Rina Matsui.
Yeah.
You know, Rena was the biggest diamond in the rough ever in AKB48, in my opinion. You know, because that was the girl just waiting to be discovered, and when she finally was, it was like, wow, it took us this long, and look at her. She got her own massive concert. You know, when she left, right? So I'm just saying, like, AKB's full of girls now that could be that. They could be the next Reina. They are the next Reina right now. We just don't know because, well, we don't have any variety shows to see them. Now we're talking about cutting off Sousenkyo, so we don't even see girls that get ranked. We don't do anything else to them. Showroom, is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. I mean,
people still do it, but it's not that big
as
anymore.
Crazy anymore. It's like you have 300-400 girls. And a lot of them perform at theaters. None of us can go because it's impossible to get in. Yep. And then you basically don't do anything else. It's like, come on. I mean, are you trying to take a shotgun and shoot both your legs off? Because you're doing a good job.
Did you guys, by the way, hear this showroom rumor about what they actually get?
Oh, that rumor.
Oh, that one.
Well, it wasn't a rumor. Vivian wasn't that smart.
Nope.
Okay, so basically... I'm still calling it a rumor. It's just someone says something, and I still take it with a grain of salt, but apparently when you donate a Tokyo Tower, that's like $100, I would say. The amount that goes to showroom and AKS, and then the actual amount that goes to the one who's presenting the showroom, the member, gets 5% normally. Yeah, something. So they increased it with 5% now to 8%. So basically every Tokyo Tower you donate, they get $8.
Yeah.
Yay.
Out of 100.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a rumor, I would say. It's like, Colin, you said Vivian said it on the stream accidentally?
Yeah. Right? It was her showroom, and she got a lot of towers. She usually gets, ever since Produce 38, she gets a lot of towers. And she forgot to turn off her camera, and afterwards she started talking to her mother, I think, who was there, and her mother brought it up that if she, I don't know the exact numbers, she said that if she keeps doing it, with the money that she gets from the towers, it's like a certain part of her salary, but either way, if she kept doing it, she would get more money. Because she gets lots of towers. All those Korean people that do that. It's interesting. It's interesting. What happens when...
No, but here's the thing, though. Like, to me, I don't really see a big deal either way, whether she gets a lot or little, but because she's an employee, okay? It's not the same. If she goes on there and she even gets $1, she should be lucky because that's all part of her job as an AKB member. Like, she gets a salary. So it's like, the fact they're even giving her anything out of that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So $8, I don't know if the complaint or the weird part about hearing that is, oh, she only gets $8. That's a lot. You know, like for Checkies, when idols do Checkies in Underground, like some of them are lucky if they get, you know, half of that. Some get all. Some only get a couple bucks. You know, it's really up to the producer and manager. But those girls all get paid. So it's like, either way, you know, that's just work for them. And those towers, that's another way for, like, you know, AKS, you know, to make money. I mean, to be honest, $8, that's actually, in my opinion, I'm not saying that's overly generous. It's not. They could probably get a lot more, and I still don't think it'd be a big deal. But still, the fact they're getting anything, pretty awesome. Because they're salaried. They're employees. It works differently in Japan than it does outside of, you know, Japan.
Yeah, it's still... The thing is with showroom though, they can do the performance of showroom. They're not obligated, like unless there's like a certain event they have to promote, they are forced to do a showroom. But otherwise, it's like you have between this time and this time you can do showroom whenever you want. You can have free talk about anything that happens that's on your gain. But the gains, I would say, because she's doing all most of the work. And some of them really have show, like when still don't know. Does Ogino Yuka still do showroom like every day? Well, like
sure,
weekly maybe.
She had the like a whole session. Like, okay, now we're at this part of the show, or like what Vivian does. She has like this whole segment. She made her own show on showroom, and that's a lot of work. You know, she's producing basically her own show. So. That's why I'm thinking it's still low, because of the amount of effort some of them do. And I think there still should be like, oh, you got a lot of towers. Well, maybe you get a little more than 8%, or I would say. Like,
yeah, but I think also though, Robin, again, you're thinking very Western about it, because here's the thing, like, when you were where you work, do you get a commission for your products?
you mean like that? No.
Right? And you probably bust your butt at work. You probably do your best to sell products for your company.
Yeah.
And you don't get a single dollar extra out of it. You may get a raise, but you don't get a single dollar. So again, this is part of their job. Now, if they have to do it because of a promotion, that's one thing. But if they're doing it voluntarily, that says a lot to me. Like, oh, that they see an opportunity to make some extra money for themselves. So of course, going to put extra work in it, because AKS is kind enough to give them anything out of that. They don't have to give them anything. They don't even have to do showroom. You also got to think with showroom, there's the setup. There's, making sure that everything's, like, the content is supposed to be where it's at. I mean, a lot, like, they have quality control. They have to get paid. So it's not just these girls are getting on there. Like, that's all part of AKS's brand. They're selling that brand. And it's like if I work at a grocery store and I upsell a product that the grocery store wants me to upsell, so I don't get anything out of that. I'm not going to get $1 for every thing I upsell. The best I can hope for is a raise. So again, it's a Western way of thinking. These girls are getting, like, exploit. Well, I know you don't think they're getting exploited, but I can see how somebody could extend this argument to that. They're not. They're salary employees. And that's one thing a lot of people don't realize is these girls should be rewarded based on their merits and what they do. No, they're employees. They get paid a salary. They don't, if they get anything else, it's on them. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to always remember that.
It's the same thing.
I'll give you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll give you a good example. Nogizaka 46 girl that's really famous. What's her name?
Shiraishi Mai.
How many times does she do showroom?
You mean like only once for her photo book?
Thank you. Because she doesn't need the extra money. But, girls like Ogi or Vivian, maybe that they want to bust their butt because hey, that's $8 they can get just for talking about themselves to a bunch of people that want to see them. I mean, that's the easiest $8 you can get in the world. I mean, that beats going to working at the 7-Elevens here.
It is very good that you said this, because I'm thinking now when Okada Nana does a showroom once in a while, she does it because she wants to interact with the fans. And when someone does a tower, she says, "Thank you for the tower. I don't need it." That's the first thing she says. She's like, "You don't have to give towers to me." The idea, because she does saying it that she gets the money, but it's just like she gives hints like, "I don't need the tower. You don't need to spend your money to be here." That's the idea. She just wants to interact with fans. The thing is, though, how showroom works, the more you spend, like you have those free stars you can give to get higher, but if you do a tower, you get in the top 10 people compared to how many they've sold. So that's why you are competing to be number one. And the first row, I would say first 10 people, their comments are highlighted. So you can see the comments faster than when you put comments on the side. They updated it now, so you can see the comments still going like in a row. But you see still the comments on the top people as a highlight. So that's why they are noticeable and they maybe get a chance. Oh, but then she'll read my comments. That's the idea. But I do agree. I still think 8% is low compared to like if it's $100, and I would say do at least 20% would seem fair. I would say it depends on others, but 8 is still generous. It's better than nothing. I agree with that, and I do agree they're representing a brand, they're representing a name. You can also do showroom without AKB, but yeah, do you think you'll get those many people watching your stream? That's also a thing. Because you do have, like, Nishino Miki, for instance, does a lot of showroom. Did any one of you watch her showroom?
No.
That's what I mean. So you're still missing the brand name that is AKB48. And I think with a lot of graduated members, do you still watch their stuff if they do something?
Yeah.
If they do a showroom that you're like, I have to go in there,
I
or
don't think any of them...
an Insta Live that there are a lot of doing on that, and that's another thing. A lot of members have moved to Insta Live because there's no donating, there's nothing else. They don't have the rule that they have to end at midnight. They have their own freedom, and they still interact with the fans. So a lot of them moved over to that because they are more enjoyable, basically, because they don't need that money, but they still want to interact without being restricted by showroom.
Well, yeah, I mean, Showroom and Insta Live, they're both still, at the end of the day, necessary, I think, for any AKB member who wants to advance herself and get close with her fans. There is, at the heart of the idol world, everything idol is this connection between fans and idols. And I think, like, if you really believe that, if you're like a girl who joins AKB because you really love idols, you want that. That's the core experience, to connect with your fans. I mean, you can only connect with fans in so many ways. I mean, you can't do it anymore at the theaters, really, except for like a wave or, hi, that's before you used to be able to do all kinds of stuff with them, 2 shots, everything. Can't do that now. So now you have to go to handshake events, which are these big, massive things, versus showroom, and they're very personal. It's very personal. So if you're an idol, from an idol perspective, that's kind of cool, regardless of money or not. So there's a lot of girls that believe in that core idea, but there's also a lot of girls that want to make money. And so it's like, showroom's another way to do that for them. And again, it's not much, I guess, but again, it's also, it's nice that AKS even allows it. It's nice they even get anything. And it's also nice that, like, they're allowing this girl to use the AKB brand name to make any money, because that's essentially what they're doing. It's like if I worked, for, I don't know, McDonald's, I don't know, and I went out on the street with McDonald's Happy Meals and sold them, and I got a percentage of every one. They're not buying it because of me. They're buying it because they like that brand. Maybe I have something to do with it, but it's like they're also buying it because of the brand. Now, if I was just somebody, whoever, selling a real generic off crap version, maybe I won't sell as many. I don't know. But the point is, it's like AKS is a vehicle for these girls to make money, but also to gain exposure and promotion. But it really depends on the girls' motivations. And also, again, they are employees. They're lucky to get anything. $1 would be even generous as far as I'm concerned, because, again, it's not their thing. They're only on there because AKS has permitted it, And that's why Okada Nana says, I don't need it, because she doesn't care. She's a little more rebellious. She's probably like, I like AKB, but, you don't have to feed them. Like, I'm good. That's awesome that she'd even say that. Very cool.
Well, that was the good discussion on this side. Let's move a little quickly on, because we've already been almost 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a surprising discussion that we had on this side. So with graduation announcements, though, we have Takeuchi Miyu. Speaking of which, then, so basically what she said, Produce 48 was my last chance, and I do not see any more a future in AKB48. Which we discussed, it's like it's not doing well, and the talent she has is crazy amounts. She ranks so high, was so close of making in there. We'll get into Produce 48, the final episode. I am happy she's going to graduate. I am hoping she will move to Korea and become a star there. What do you guys think on that situation?
Well, it's obvious to me she's more liked in Korea than, let's say, go for it, man. Just go for it. And and hopefully we can, hopefully she can do some work for Ice One with the arranging and such, because she is crazy talented. Maybe she can even write one of the songs for the debut album or something like that. So
maybe, who knows? Colin?
She did it live on Showroom and YouTube. Was a very nice presentation. I have to give it. That was very well done.
With English?
With English towards the end. That was really good. There was someone there who helped her, and that is fine by my book. The first bit, I think DX will agree with me. I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because she revealed what happened to her grandfather. Long story short, with Produce 48, her mom was busy. Her grandfather took care of her. And just before the episode where it got revealed that she got 32, I think, where she just barely got in, her grandfather passed away. I remember seeing that episode, and when I put the dots together, it was heartbroken. I honestly, I'm still surprised that I still have my heart. It's, wow, it was, and she said it like it was a thing of the past, and it was so calm. It was like, really, wow. It was so heartbroken to hear that. And then later on, she casually, I would say, dropped that she was going to graduate, and it was also very good to hear. It was so nice. It was like, I totally get it. Sure, go ahead, spread your beautiful, beautiful wings. It was planned as well. Like it was like, okay, then I'm having my handshake thingy, and then that one will be the last one. It was both fun in a way and heartbroken for me. I'm glad that I get why she's doing it. Sure, go ahead, of course. She was, how to say, if you compare it to Sayane's recent announcement where she needed to take a breath because she was like, oh, I'm gonna say it, but she did it like with no tears, no regrets, no anxieties. She just went forward with her belief, and she will prove to us that AKB is wrong for not using it. That's it.
What do you think, Derek?
I really feel bad for her. I feel bad that she thought Produce 48 was like her last chance. It's not. In fact, I knew she wasn't gonna make it. I mean, she's talented, and I think like that. I'm not saying the girls that made it aren't, but I'm saying like a lot of the girls that didn't make it should have made it. And in my opinion, I mean, there was a lot that I was completely blown away, but I also kind of saw it coming. I also knew that Korea was going to pick Koreans, and they weren't going to pick these Japanese girls. No. And I knew that was going to happen, and I knew that was the fatal flaw of this whole show that really ruined it for me. But the thing is, like, and again, I mean, I guess in Japan it'd probably been the opposite, you know? But the thing is, it's like with Takeuchi Miyu, she is very talented. I see her as like another Wasserman. She's going to have a career if she wants it. It's going to be independent of AKB, but she's still going to bounce from the AKB name. She'll still get the benefit of being part of the AKB brand. But I think there was a future for her in AKB. I think a lot of the big names have cleared out of AKB. Now she could be a big name. I really think that. And I think Produce 48 actually would have helped her be that, because she got a lot of exposure on that she never would have gotten AKB. But now she's back in AKB. She could have had a ton of exposure. She didn't. She said, I'm going to graduate because apparently I'm this big failure because a bunch of Koreans didn't like me. Come on. What are you thinking?
Not enough liked her. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, basically. And it's just like, well, you're gonna make a value judgment on your entire career to end because Koreans didn't like you, because this isn't even your home people that you're gonna have to go home and play to every day. It's like, again, no offense to Koreans. I mean, I get it. You voted for your own kind. I get it. I knew it was gonna happen. I just knew. Didn't want to say it. Knew it was gonna happen. But the thing is, I really, really wanted Takeuchi Miyu to be in that group. For one reason, because she could sing better than any of them. No offense, but she is the best singer in that whole group. Yes, I know she had some problems with some of those high notes and stuff. It's just a style difference. But on average, if you put Miyu in a room with a piano or anything else, she is going to crush it. And she has. She has crushed it so much. How can you say, oh, I'm going to graduate? So I just feel bad that that was the decision she got out of that. She should have went back to AKB and crushed it. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, she's the next Wasserman. If she wants to have a solo career, she can have it.
I think that's it, because she still has her YouTube that's going very high. She noticed that she has a lot of talent, because now professional people basically said to her, you have a lot of talent. These are maybe your flaws you can still work on. They legit helped her in a way, and maybe she's like, I've been with AKB48 9 generations, second, Senbatsu stuff there, so that's like at least 8 years. So she's there for 9 years, I think, something like that, almost 10 years.
Yeah, something like that.
And she has a feeling like a lot of people are saying I'm talented, and maybe she doesn't feel like that, but it's like, hey, all these people are saying I have such talent, then why am I not succeeding in AKB? And that's another choice of AKS. They're like, well, we don't see you in that way or something. And now she's like, made the decision, okay, then solo it is. And I do agree, Derek, if she would have stayed, you can maybe see a shift. Maybe it's like, well, Produce helped you a lot, and you do have a lot of fans, because you almost made it, you made it in the top 20. of 96 others. And Sousenkyo never make it. So where's the difference? What are we missing in that side? So maybe if she stayed for one more year, they could have showed like, oh, now you see how. Because I'm believing that again with Sousenkyo, if it's happening, because of Produce 48, a lot of AKB members have showed their talent that they never had a chance of opportunity for. So you need to wait to see the you have a nice saying for that. I think the growth of the fruits or something. How do you call that? There's like a saying for it. I forgot.
The fruits of their labor.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. To see that result. But I do think her going solo will be more beneficial for her than staying where she is. So I am happy, but also I think she should have waited. Go ahead.
What was that last part, Robin? I'm sorry, I didn't catch you.
I'm happy, but I think she should have waited.
Yeah, no, I'm just. I mean, you're gonna come back to AKB. I don't know, kind of with a much more exalted status than you've ever had, and it's like you. I don't know. Like, I mean, I do think she's definitely solo idol material. And I totally fully expect to see her performing in and around Tokyo by herself. I can't wait. I'll go to her show. I'll support her. But I also think, like, it's just one of those things. Like, I almost feel the path is being so cleared out these days in AKB. Like, I don't know. She could have a shot. She honestly could. Because it's like, I don't mean to use Oya as a comparison, but if Oya can make it, I think at this point Miyu can. But I don't know. Then again, I don't know. Like, because traditionally AKB has not honored that kind of talent. They didn't honor Wasserman as much as they could have. They didn't honor what's her name? I forget her name, but the piano player girl.
Matsui
Sakiko.
Yeah.
Matsui Sakiko.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the girl has my phone's ringtone. They didn't honor Sakiko as much as they could have. Those girls have like a special place in AKB. Like, oh, they're the instrumental musical girls, and they're good, and we'll put them over here. But meanwhile, we want the cute, bubbly girl, the weird girl, the blah blah, like the girl that's special or whatever. And Miyu wasn't that girl, but Miyu was the talented, actual like musician in AKB. I think AKB could benefit from having a girl like her now front and center. And I think because they need that now. They need something that's not what they're doing now. And Miyu could be that girl. But she decided to graduate. She felt bad because her self-esteem, whatever, I don't know. But I do feel this isn't the end of her, thankfully. We'll see her. I know we will. Either through her YouTube, but I'm hoping I'll see her in Tokyo here somewhere performing like some little club in Shimokita. Like, that'd be great, because then like I'd love to get that, because a lot, some ex-AKB members have done that,
Yeah, Shimokitazawa. Yeah, Shimokitazawa.
Yeah, they've gone there to play. I could go see some ex members like pretty much whenever. It's cool, But it's like Miyu was just special to me. It's just special to all of us. Yeah. And now after what you said, Colin, that really, wow, that kind of didn't know. that hurts. I mean. That makes it even more tragic in a sense. But whatever. Good luck to her, and I'm gonna miss her a lot. One more talented girl out of AKB, but doesn't I guess we'll see what happens, right?
All right. So let's then go to our final segment about the final episode of Produce 48. Because Derek, you had a chance to watch it. So did you watch the entirety? The 3.5 hours of this.
Oh dear.
All right. Would you like to go first, or would you like to go last?
I'll go last because I have the most to say. Go ahead, everyone.
Okay.
Robin, go start.
All right. So what happened in this episode was it was the live episode, and I watched this with GinoZX, and it was. I can't even explain this how infuriating moments were. Because if you look at what happened during that show, it's like, oh, there were some great moments. But the waiting in every moment in there was so long. They pan on, like, these people are here. And then the people are, like, awkwardly like, I'm on camera, yay. It's like, and these are the members who didn't make it. It's like, hello. And it's like, okay, get on with it. It's like, we want to see the performance. That their final 2 performances before the voting is still happening. You only have till whatever. So, but first, we were gonna watch a video on how they performed, and it's like,
Oh god.
so they go into the rust spot, you know, finding the centers, and having the issue of, okay, maybe we should change this moment. Maybe we're gonna perform in that. Then you see the final goodbyes, and it really pans out. They're stretching it out so much, and I hated that. I really hated it. This show could have been easily an hour and a half if you cut all the other waiting moments. Every time the representative was needing to speak, he didn't talk unless he was on camera. And he waited. He was waiting so much till the cameras were finding their nice shot. And I really hated basically the show because of the waiting. The performances in there, I forgot the titles of the song already, but you had the K-pop one and basically the J-pop one. They were fine, they were great, and the final song was very sentimental. And then basically the last hour and a half was announcing the top 12. Well, first 11 to number 1 and then number 12. But it was so long. It took so long. The Sousenkyo is even faster than this.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that later, but what do you guys think of the pacing of the show?
It was bad. It was really bad. It was like I started watching when started watching the live stream. It's like, man, I can get a snack and nothing has happened. Like, it was that bad. It was more like waiting, some more waiting. Well, let's eat some lunch. I got back, nothing has happened. Okay. And then for me it's more like, nah, how am I going to survive this? Because, geez, should I just switch off the live recording and then wait for the torrent and then I can actually skip? Or should I still torture myself? In the end, I just switched off the live stream and I torrented the recording later on, and I just skipped a whole lot, skipped through it because, well, it was really bad. The pacing was so all over the place. I don't even know it. I want to know who decided to go this route because it was bad. It was really bad. That's all my opinion about it.
Colin, do you have anything?
Fun part. DX talked about a snack. I made freaking lunch during the whole thing. I was like, I just got home when it started that Friday, and I don't understand Korean, so I was like, you know, I know how this is going to turn out. I've seen so many competition shows. I've seen the live ones. I know that this will be stretched longer than the longest rubber band. So I was like, I will cook in the kitchen, you know, and then be like, oh, okay. No. It was, the pacing was atrocious. I've said this from the beginning that they had terrible pacing, like the constant repeat and so on and so on. When it finally happened, the top 12, we all knew it. There was no chance that our girls would. There would be a lot of them, and there aren't. There are 3 girls in it from AKB. Well, one from AKB and the other 2 from HKT. By that point, I didn't care anymore. I wanted me to get in and me to get in. Would have liked that, but I was still eating lunch. I was like, oh, outside. Oh, a squirrel. Nice. Actually, that actually happened. Never mind. Inside joke. And I didn't care. It is done for me. It's done. It could have been a lot shorter. It would have been more rewatchable, but that's more how I think it should be. It's done. I don't really care anymore. I will say I'm glad that Jury and Miru didn't make it, because then now Team B can finally have a captain again, because they haven't had one since Mayu graduated. So her back, and now the definitive ace, if you ask me, from NMB is returned. I'm glad that they lost, so to say, so they can focus on their group, because I'm more interested in them and their roles in AKB and NMB than I care about whatever iZone.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the name?
Remember that viral hit, Ozone? You with that one guy who goes like this?
Oh,
that's
God, yeah.
That's it. That's what I was thinking of.
I'm still surprised Apple hasn't sued yet for.
No, it will be fine. All right, Derek, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, You mean as far as like the pacing and everything goes?
Yeah, well, get into it. I would say just and we'll comment
Yeah.
on it. All right.
Yeah, pacing was been horrible throughout every episode. This was really bad though. Whoever made the decision to make this live, dumb decision. Although I understand why in a way, because it was like, they wanted to have the live texting and all that, but it's like they could. I mean, it was just bad. Like literally, you're waiting and waiting, waiting. It reminded me of that Mette Hendriksen.
Yeah, Machika. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like about to announce it. It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even that was faster.
Yeah.
but that was they were making fun of that, the fact that you have to keep waiting and waiting. So it's like the Japanese people watching probably like, oh my god, like what? Come on, like I was seriously getting frustrated, but at the same time I was like Colin. After the girls I wanted to get in weren't announced, I was like, psh, like I don't even care. Like it was just like I knew it was gonna be all Korean girls. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be like 2 Japanese girls or whatever.
3.
So it's like. Yeah, I mean, I knew that. I saw that a million miles away. But here's the thing. I'd say, as far as the group goes, like the name Izone. Izone's a terrible name. I think it's probably one of the worst names I've ever heard for a group. I think it's very lazy, and actually it sounds like an Apple product. iPhone, it's like iZone. Was that what they were going for? Also, what the heck does iZone even mean? I mean, I know they kind of explained it.
Yeah, there's a reason for it, but I don't.
Honestly, I don't care. I think it's a dumb name. Like Blackpink, cool name. Why couldn't they have like a cool name? So, again, it doesn't even matter. I'm curious to see, if the group will even happen, if this is even actually gonna be a real thing.
October.
B, yeah, what kind of songs are they gonna put out? Is it gonna be more like the Nekia song, or is it gonna be like a banger that like a Blackpink banger song? Which
If
that
it's
would
like,
be cool.
yeah, if it is Blackpink style, oh man.
Oh,
Can't wait.
if it's even a shred like Blackpink, I'm in. Like I don't need another cool girls ballad. Give me a hard banger, an EDM banger that will just make me go nuts in K-pop style. Because if it's K-pop style, but at least I have some Japanese girls in I can support, then I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Also, I don't hate K-pop, and I like a lot of the K-pop songs that I've heard. I'm a big fan of AOA, so it's like, I wouldn't be opposed if it is just straight K-pop. It would be interesting and more creative of them to combine Japanese, J-pop with K-pop to come up with something brand new. That would be cool. I don't think they are. I think if this is being geared and marketed for Koreans, which obviously it is, considering the outcome, then it's probably going to be traditional K-pop. But that being said, I think, they could have given it a better name. I don't know if Koreans care so much about the name. I'd be curious to hear if there's anybody, by the way, from Korea watching our show. Please tell us your opinions. I'm really curious to hear it from your perspective, because we're just a bunch of white dudes talking about this. I want to hear, well, not all of us. Some of us. Three of us. Sorry, DX. But I'm saying, but it's just like Westerners. Well, let's put it that way. We're a bunch of Westerners. I'm curious to hear what the Korean community would have to say, or Asian community in general, because I don't know, maybe my thinking is tinted because of that. I don't know, but it's just, to me, how do I put it? Name should be better. I'm curious about the songs. I don't like the outcome, but I think we'll get into that in a second. But I think overall, the ending really kind of put a huge damper on the whole show, which was starting to really become amazing.
Yeah. It was flawed overall, because right from the beginning, international fans weren't allowed to vote. I can understand that, but why would you not allow the Japanese vote as well? Because it's their girls in the show. Why would you not allow them to vote?
That was the first sign. Stupid idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically the things I'll go from. So we talked about the pacing. So with the name wise, when they were revealing it, that took like 15 minutes till they get the name revealed. That already frustrated me the hell out of it. I do like the fact they showed a lot of what happened in the final day, the friendships, the letter, the letter part when they got, hey, when you started 100 days ago. Because the thing was 100 days. That's like also a long time. They didn't mention anything about Matsui Jurina just dropping out or something like that. I did like some of the interviews that were in there. When finally the performance happened, that was great. Just sitting there, very short. And okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the ranking of the members now. So I think I'm alone on this, but the names that are in there, I don't mind actually. I think a lot of them are talented, and it was very rough to make these 12 with the top 20 were there. That said, I'm still thinking like, well, you could replace this one with, I don't know, a Lee Kaun, for instance.
Yeah.
Just put her in there. That's the biggest one I was missing out. And Takashi Juri, she learned so much in there, and I like the long hair she has. She has more of her makeup skill now. She even used like lenses in there, and she's just her beauty increased with like tenfold, I would say. And she was already a pretty person, but just now after this, holy crap. But if I look at these names, so Kim Min-joo, Kim Chae-won, then Honda Hitomi was on. So I'm going from 11. So 11 is Kim Min-joo. Number 10 is Kim Chae-won. At number 9 is Honda Hitomi, the first one then from there. Then GinoZX favorite at number 8 is Kyung Hae-won. And Kwon Eun-bi, these are all talented. Then Yabuki Nako at number 6, I would say. Ju-in at number 5. Cho Yena at number 4. Cho Yori at number 3. Yuri, it's not Yori, but Yuri is it. And Miwaki Sakura at number 2, and I laughed actually because she felt the boat again.
Yeah.
And then Jang Bon-young, and Bon-young was so talented because she was the center at 2 of the songs, at Rolling Rolling and Nomu Nomu Nomu, and those are my top 2 favorite, and I really see why she is the number 1. So agreeing that, I would see different names. The one who became first, I do agree that it's a good place for her on that side. So, and after the number 1 announcement, they announced the number 12, and I was very happy with that, and that was Chaeyeon. And even Miwaki Sakura was crying her eyes up because that's her bestie from Produce 48. And with this group, I'm still thinking, hey, they're a very talented group in there. They're not dance heavy, but the singing in there is very strong, and the centerfold is very good. So I think this will be a strong group. Just not the people there's still a few missing, I would say. Just make it 16 or something. I could tell you the instance from 4 that could have been out there. But yeah, I'm not too bad with the results. Again, it's a lot more Koreans, of course, because it's 1/4 is Japanese.
Yeah, 1/4.
And the rest are Korean. That's a given. Even with the voting system, they announced like, oh, but your vote now counts 7 times more than usual. It's like then the number doesn't change. It's like, okay, whatever. I still am okay with this group. And I will see when their first single comes out. But yeah, just like, where's Takashi Juri? Where's Lee Kaun, for instance, and Shiro Miru should have been in there, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
It's more, I don't know. I'm not, based on the current outcome, I'm not too sure about releasing any dance heavy songs, which is kind of a bummer actually, because I really like those. It's more like a singing group than a dance heavy group, I would say. So it's more like, and I'm like the dance heavy songs more personally, so it's a bit bleak for me personally, but that's how I view it in any case. I hope there will be dance heavy songs, but I'm not expecting them. I'm not expecting them at this point. So
okay. Colin?
I have said what I wanted to say. At this point, I will only check out the first single if I'm really, really curious or Robin asks nicely. I don't really care enough. I think I don't know when it is, and I don't put it on the calendar because I usually put it on calendar when they release something. No, I've said what I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, Derek, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, Robin, you actually, I think you said it all pretty well. But you are forgetting one name that just really broke my heart that wasn't mentioned. Miho, man.
Yeah.
Come on, that girl, like, I mean, her love for Korea. She learned the language as much as she could, given her time. a great singer. She surprised us all with that one center spot or whatever.
Yeah.
And she didn't make it. And then Shiroma, Miru didn't make it. She's more sexier than all those girls put together.
Yes.
And then it's like, it's just like, I mean, Jury, for crying out loud, like that poor girl. Like, I mean, here's the thing: Produce 48 made me see the struggles, the triumphs, the pitfalls, the overcomings. Remember when these girls all walked in to the very first episode, and this show made them look like they were completely incompetent, and then they went from that to doing great, wonderful work on their performances during the course of the show. And you see all that, and then you don't even get to see a great majority of them even be included in the final outcome. Like you said, Rob, just up it up. I mean, just make it, Produce 14 or 15 or something. And also, too, not letting Japanese vote. Okay, right there, screwed up. And then on top of that, how about the fact that, like, you invited all these Japanese girls to be part of it, and then at the end of the day, as a country in Korea, you're not going to vote for these girls the same or equally? Because I'm sorry, the Korean girls were good. Yes, they were fine. But to be honest, I've listened to a decent amount of K-pop. None of them are anything special. They're not. I mean, they're good. They're good. They're not special. They sound just like every other K-pop girl I've heard sing. In fact, that was the whole point. They were trying to be like all these K-pop girls. And but as a little side thing, I was very disappointed that a lot of the girls whose music were being played on this show didn't show up. Like, I thought, like, why couldn't Girls' Generation, some of those girls come, or AOA? I know it's probably scheduling, but why not? Why? That would have been amazing to have, like, Choa from AOA sit down with one of these girls and be like, hey, girl, it's cool. Like, I got you. Like, here, why don't I help you? That would have been so freaking cool. Nope. But instead, we're going to dance like these girls. We're going to dance like the Blackpink girls. Whatever. The point is like, you're just trying to be like these other girls. And then you take the Japanese girls who have nothing to do with that and try to make them be like these girls. That's far more interesting to me. But I would think even as a Korean, that would be more interesting, because it's like, oh, here's these normal Korean girls that every Korean girl wants to be like these K-pop stars. Whatever. I'm not saying every, but you understand my generalization at this point. These girls that have aspirations to be K-pop girls, they're all striving for that same look, feel, and thing. You get these Japanese girls have no idea, and you put them in there, far more interesting. Far more. And then I would think as a Korean person, you'd be much more attached to that journey because it's different. It's not what you've seen for how many years now in the K-pop industry. They've already seen all this. There's already been documentaries about this. They watch it all the time on their television. This is nothing new for them in a sense. And they've had how many Produce 48s at this point? Versus you get these Japanese girls first time. Amazing idea. Cool concept. I wasn't necessarily for the beginning. Definitely I was converted midway through. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm all in. And then all these girls I cared about, none of them made it.
The biggest thing...
Screw that.
The biggest thing I like from this entire series was the performances. The stages.
Great.
Yeah.
I really love those. Seeing those, special songs in there going crazy. We had some few nicknames GinoZX. Like the biggest one that can hit the notes every time. That's Yena, I think. And we call her Fish Lips because when she hits those high notes, she does like this. So it's always like that. So we call her like that. But the thing is, I've seen what you said. The growth in these girls were amazing. The thing is with me, like Meow, for instance, the reason I do not see her in there is because her image. She's amazing, talented. Again, like Miyu, she could be solo or do something else. But with the image that iZone will have, I did not think she would be a good fit. And it's because, and I'm gonna say it's her age. It's a lot older than the average, I would say, on the group, and she stands out too much. This is also the reason why I'm still bummed Lee Ko-eun is not in there. But her age and her image, she has the motherly image, and she's like a Akimoto Sayaka or a Miyazawa Sai. She's a pillar, and she's better of leading the group or coaching the group, but not be in the group. So,
yeah, see, now Ah, man, I really disagree with you. I think Lee Kang, she's the one girl that did stand out for me out of all of them. All
Oh,
of them.
true,
That girl,
sure.
that girl ruled. And honestly, I was voting for her. I wanted to be her in a Sakura showdown. And I really thought it was going to be that. And of course, that was the big shock when it wasn't. But the thing is, if it's an age thing, that sucks. And also, too, I think that's the whole point I'm getting at. This was so different in concept to begin with that I think different would be accepted in this point, because it's different. The fact you even have Japanese girls in it doing this is different. And then on top of that, girls had no knowledge of K-pop necessarily. Like, they didn't know how to do the dancing. They were trained. They, over this 100 days, they became really, I think, pretty darn good at it, or at least they did their best. Miho, I thought, shone beautifully. I just think if that's the reason why people didn't vote, shame on them, because that's just wrong. I think this group could have had a much more different face. And also, I don't care what anyone says, I thought Sakura was amazing. I thought she earned that number one spot. And honestly, when she didn't get it, I was extremely disappointed. Not because I'm an AKB fan. Honestly, it's nothing to do with that. I'm judging this based on the fact that she was consistently good from day one all the way to the last. And don't get me wrong, the girl who won first was too. She was good. Not going to deny that girl. That girl was pretty awesome. But Sakura had it. She had the star power that I think really would have made this different. A K-pop group with a Japanese girl at the head, with a Miho-like girl in there, with a mom-like Korean girl as a pillar. Throw in Miru's like sex gravure style. Add that in with all the rest of these great girls. Throw in the girl who got the 12th spot, which she was in, of course. That girl was amazing.
I
was almost in tears when she got it. And I'm thinking, like, there's your group. And instead, we're just going to put we're not going to put them in there. And it kind of just blew me away, man. It was like, you set me up this whole entire series to get massively disappointed. And I think good idea and concept, horrible in execution. We know that because AKB is wonderful at that whole formula. But I would say, like, I felt for a moment this show actually could have transcended a lot of my doubts, a lot of my misgivings. I even would have forgave them for all the double and triple takes they did of every song and every moment. I honestly, I thought for a moment we were going to get something really special. I really did. And again, it was like, done. Although, again,
they needed 4 more spots.
They needed 4 more. They needed Miru, they needed Juri, Miho, and there was one. And this group would have been amazing. I would have been like, yep, I'm in, let's do it. But no. So it's like, I will give it the benefit of the doubt, though. They may put out the banger of the year in October. We don't know. We'll see how iZone does. But do I think they're going to do good? Yeah, they're going to do great. Will they do something that will move my heart? Probably not. I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe they will.
All right. Let's keep this date, 9/11/2018. And let's see if we have to clip this, and then when the song comes out and it's like blows him out of the water, and we just show him this clip.
I hope I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was pleasantly wrong when Produce 48 started to roll, and I wasn't a big fan of it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I liked When I'm Shocked. Don't get me wrong. I hope I'm setting myself up to be contradicted, because I want to be, because I really want to believe in this. This was something good and different, right? I mean, it was like, we all enjoyed it. I mean, for the most part. I mean, triple takes aside, like you said, Robin, the performances, they were amazing. I had goosebumps. What was the second performance, I think, when they were doing, when the girls did Blackpink. Maybe it's the first performance. That performance, like, oh my God.
Boombayah.
Yeah, Boombayah.
Kumbaya. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. So there is greatness here, but will they achieve it without the help of like Miho, Juri, and Lee Kang and Miru? I don't know. We'll see. That's my take on it.
I think in the end, Produce 48 was very beneficial for a lot of people.
Yes,
I think more on the AKB side than the Japanese or the Korean trainees, because the big difference is the Koreans who are now not in Produce 48 or in iZone, they're back to being trainees. They have to find something completely different to get their debut. And I'm not worried about the Predis girls because they did recently a live stream and they're still having a huge following. And Predis is like, okay, we'll find you something you can perform in. But a lot of them, they have to start back again from scratch, and that sucks.
Yep.
I think in the end, a lot of potential factors. It was a great concept. I did like it. Pacing sucks, but the idea was very good. Okay.
One little FYI,
Yeah.
you talked about age. The girl that's center is 14.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was her birthday, by the way, that day of the live finale.
Oh, really? Oh, I have a very good birthday present.
Yeah, and she's 14 because you mentioned about Miho being older. It's like, yeah, they picked a 14-year-old as a center.
Yeah, because
Just an FYI.
22 and 24, it's like too old on that side. So, oh well. Okay, so we've been going for almost an hour and a half. Let's wrap things up with our recommendations and some plugs. We're going in there. Well, Derek will always go as last because he has the most to say, and that's most plugs on the side. So, anyone, do you want to plug anything that we have to do?
Well, I've seen some recordings, but do watch the JKT AKB concerts. That was really fun, actually.
Yeah, Colin agrees, I would say.
Yeah, I wanted to say that one too. I've seen it. I loved it. It was so much fun. I like the idea that we have now a Kenyan ship for a month. It's interesting. I'm curious to see how they will pull that off and what will happen. I really like Saya and Steffi.
Yeah.
They have now switched. And there's one little bit interesting thing about it. Steffi will be sharing a room, I believe, with a mobile from BNK48. She will come to Japan for a month. I wonder if there's something there, because I was already wondering why they would go to Indonesia to have that concert without having something get out of it. Because if they just went, let's have a fun concert in Indonesia, they would have done it so many times, but they haven't. So it's like I now know why they do it. Maybe there's more. First day concert was really good. I've watched it a bunch of times. I really liked it. The set list was just some of my favorite songs. Team B stage was Saturday.
Wait.
Oh, yeah,
I want to make one more comment before that.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
with the concert, do you think this was redemption for the whole Sousenkyo debacle? Maybe they should have announced it Sousenkyo.
Well, they could have a political comment and be like, yeah, because of the 60th year between between Japan and Indonesia, we are doing this concert. Maybe what you said about the Sousenkyo, I don't know. I sit halfway with that one. Possibly. Like I said, if they were going there because they liked it, they would have done it more times.
More times, yeah.
I don't even remember 2013 or so. I don't know. Maybe someone knows. But that's a very good point.
And yeah, you were talking about Team B.
Yeah, Team B finally after 4 months. No, 5 months. Yeah, probably 4 or 5 months. Finally, Team B. I had a blast. It was fun. First day stage. Correct. Thank you. That was fun. I really liked it. The only other thing that I have a recommendation for is that 5 or 6 members of AKB will be on a Thai show called I Can See Your Voice. Mayoshi is in there, so it's like I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how it will turn out because I've seen it. It will be odd when they have guests who don't speak the language, but it could be fun. I don't know.
I'm not sure what to expect about that one actually. So what do you have any clue what the show is going to be about?
Oh yeah, it's like they have a guest on, and then they are going to pick like 7 or 8 people that are either a good singer or a bad singer, and it's like which are the ones who are good and which ones are the ones.
I've seen the Korean version of that one. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. The one that I saw was with BNK as a guest in May, I want to say. I thought it was fun. Okay, I want to see it either way. I wonder what we'll get out of this one, because why would they do that? That's just like with that JKT concert, it's like, why? Is there something getting out of it? Maybe we'll see.
But do you think it's going to be they're testing the waters again for international canon, or?
Well, I can see them doing that because Aki P has been doing like JKT, BNK and I am whatever Saigon or I would agree with what DX said. Like he is testing out some waters, but I can't really pinpoint what unless he wants to replicate the success that BNK had and JKT originally. Maybe that, but there's something getting out of it because if there's not, then I don't know why they did it in the first place. Because the members that they sent weren't, they aren't A. I know that A lists from the girls from AKB because Mayo, she's in it, but she's not Senbatsu. So it's like you have Saho, that's the biggest one, but that's pretty much it.
Very good recommendation, I would say.
Not really an interesting lineup, but I actually like all those girls. So it's like we'll see what happens.
Well, those are very good too. Personally, I'm gonna say I recently watched Keiki Kakanai, and that was a very funny one because they're celebrating Tsuchida's birthday, 46th birthday, and there were some fun hijacks during the show. Other than that, I will always recommend go to our Patreon page. We recently now uploaded the thing we did at AnimeCon, where we are asking a lot of people which of their are the favorite members, even though they don't know what AKB48 is. So look forward to that. I posted the new AMA blog for September, so you can ask your questions if you're a Patreon member. If you're interested, just spare a dollar or like even $3, $5, whatever you want, and get into the content in there. And in the future, we'll be more uploading as soon. I think DXU said a blog will be coming up as well.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
So about done. So putting it up somewhere this week.
Look forward to that. And other than that, I would say we'll see what happens in the week because every time we finish this episode, something will be happening. So
tomorrow, tomorrow is All Night Nippon, and they will have SKE members over. With the exception of Jurina, it's Senbatsu, I think. Furata now, Mirun,
and Dasu.
I forgot Dasu if she's there or not, but
she'll be there. That is very.
I forgot. Chance. Maybe I'm forgetting.
We'll see tomorrow. All right, and next up, Derek, take it away.
Thank you. Well, yeah, awesome suggestions, by the way, everyone. Very cool. Super cool. So a couple things. First of all, just on my end, I want to hear from all the people that have been, commenting. Like I said, I'm back to commenting or responding. Usually first 3 days I comment, then after that I kind of have to cut it off just because I'm just incredibly busy. But I was able to get a lot of comments last week, and I got to, so thank you. They were a lot of fun to respond to. I know me and Colin, we tend to take turns like answering.
Muted.
It's because I wanted to drink. No, what I wanted to say is you were so quick. I was like, well, he has done it. I'm a little bit later.
Yeah, no, it's fine. What I'm saying is, it's a lot of fun. I miss commenting. It's usually our usual people. We've had some new people though too. Yeah. So I'm very happy about the new commentators. They've actually had some really cool things to talk about and discuss. So please keep coming. Please keep doing that. That's my biggest thing this week is definitely keep commenting. And again, if there's anybody from Korea in particular, I really, really want to hear your thoughts about what we've talked about. I want to know your perspective, and we want to talk about it because I think it's only fair. Other than that, my big thing is that I have a couple of news from Necrodome Idol and stuff, and again, since we're an idol show, want to support idols. Necrodome Idol will be in Portland the first weekend of October for the HP Lovecraft Film Festival. They'll be doing 3 performances. One will actually be at the Lovecraft Bar right down the street from where the festival's being held at. And then we're doing a full show on the one day and then like a little mini show the first day. Plus the girls, the Chroma girls will be on panels. They'll be talking. Ricky himself will be doing a lot of talking on extra panels because he knows everything there is to know about HTML. And there's going to be some pretty famous people there alongside talking with them. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm actually going to that. Finally, I know I am. I was able to make that happen, so I will be there as well. So very happy about that. The big thing I'm doing is from November 1st to November 11th is the Oyasumi Hologram Tour. Oyasumi Hologram is going on their first ever U.S. tour, their first ever world tour, I guess, technically, although it's really only in U.S., so I don't know how much that really pertains to the world. But they've never been outside, really, of Japan, to my knowledge. They asked me to do this November 1st through 12th, basically November 1st through, I want to say the 4th or 5th. Yeah, the 4th. They're going to be in San Jose and San Francisco with special guest Toriana. Toriana is the chiptune Game Boy queen. Also, Toriana is somebody that made me love Japanese music. She was one of my very first introductions to the Japanese world of underground music. And I've seen her many times, and she's a huge joy. I'm actually going to be putting out a video for her here later that's she gave me to give to everyone. And Toriana's management staff are amazing. The reason I'm bringing this up, you do not want to miss these shows. If you can make it out to the West Coast, there's going to be a special VIP show where only 30 people can come. That's going to have Toriana teaching how she makes her music on the Game Boy. Oyahalo will be doing an acoustic set. That's just some of what we have. We have Ferry from East Meets West Music Fest. They're going to be doing a debut for their album. Phoenix Ash will be returning with us on a date. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that, Oyahalo and me will fly to New York from the 5th to the 9th to basically do a series of solo shows in nightclubs in New York City, which will be fun. I got a lot of fun stuff planned for that. And then November 9th, Necronomidal will start to headline the Oyahalo Tour. 9th, 10th, and 11th, it's all Necronomidal. They are going to be doing Sunnyvale in Brooklyn on the 9th. And then the 12th is Philadelphia. 11th is Philadelphia at a place called Philomoka, which is very famous in Philadelphia. It's an old mausoleum. They're headlining that along with a couple other groups that are going to be with us. And then my big happy thing is on the 10th of November, the New York Asia Music Festival. I have created a festival designed to support and promote Asians in music. I try to get as many different Asian cultures represented. Unfortunately, a lot of them did not do it, which, I guess that's not the best thing, but please don't think because it's almost all Japanese I didn't try. I certainly did, but many of them had schedule conflicts or just couldn't do it or wanted a lot of money, which I didn't really understand. But that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other discussion. The lineup I have is amazing because it's it's Oyahalo. That's Oyasumi Hologram's nickname, Oyahalo. I never hear anybody call him Oyasumi Hologram, but so it's Oyahalo, Necronomidal. And then my friend Chochi, who's in Zerowski, his side project, Opus Travelers, will be there. Opus Travelers is like an EDM, just chill, like just side project. That's the best I can put it, but it's amazing. Opus Travelers is live. They are ridiculous. I've seen them once and just literally blew me away. So Chochi will be there, my very, very close friend. And then we have Mebius, like I don't want to say a visual K group, like a visual rock group, a Japanese rock group from New York City who's helping. They're all helping me put all these shows together. Love Spread, which is like a duo that did a split with Oyahalo a while back. And then we're going to have Lake Cambrian, which is a very, very cool Brooklyn, like Japanese, well, not Japanese, it's Asian rock, sorry, not Japanese. And then we're going to have Crime Watch. Crime Watch is Japanese female-fronted, hardcore, group. They are legends in New York City. The fact they even said yes to this is one of the best things that could ever happen to me personally. I love Crime Watch. I've loved them for a long time. I get to see one of my favorite people in the world go crazy on stage. And she's amazing. This Crime Watch is incredible. This is like the show of the tour. And again, there's going to be VIP packages. I'm actually, after we record this, that is my whole night for the rest of this night is getting all this done, getting all the links set up, getting everything done because we are officially a go as of today. All the posters have been sent out. Everything's confirmed. I just have to basically get the links up and the VIP stuff rolling. But good thing about VIP this time, there won't be any checky Boopon stuff connect to that. You will be able to do that every show regardless. I had a lot of feedback about that, and I actually agree. I want everybody to have the opportunity to do checkies with idols. Also, I haven't announced this yet. This is actually brand new news.
Exclusive.
Nobody has heard. This is an exclusive. Nobody has heard this outside of what I'm about to tell all of you. So those of you that watch 48 Talk, please spread the news. on Sunnyvale Show on Friday, November 9th, and on November 10th at the New York Asian Music Festival, Rei Imazumi from Necronomidal will be doing her solo show.
Oh.
I was actually at her solo show tonight before the show. She did a great job. She is going to be really gearing to go, but she is officially going to be doing 2 performances in the United States, solo shows. You get to see Rei do her thing. She is an amazing solo idol. But you heard it here first. As of today, she's on both shows. So,
awesome.
Flores, better start saying good.
Yeah, Flores, please come. I want you there. Ray would love to have you there. We would love to have you there. Actually, I'd love to have all you guys there. It's going to be an amazing time and lots of idol stuff. This is the biggest thing I've ever done. It's like 9 shows or something, and it's everybody I love. You know what I mean? Like Torina is one of my first loves as far as Japanese music goes. Oyahalo, I've loved them for like 3 years now. Love them. And they're great. I actually got to see them this weekend in Osaka. They played a huge festival with us at Sun Hall in Osaka, and I was able to talk with them, and they're so excited about the tour. Hachikatsu, Kanamiru, so pumped. Ogawa-san, me and him are like, we're just already bros. Like I could just see me and him are gonna bro down like hardcore on this tour. At least I hope, because he's so down to earth. Do not want to miss Oyahalo. They are really special. And Necronomidal, you can't beat. You guys know. I don't need to tell you.
Thank you so much, Derek, for all this information. It's a big lineup, so get ready for that coming up. Yes, with that though, thank you for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk. We'll see you next time then, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.